Hi everybody, this is episode 3 with Edie Baker. Today we're going to talk about Fairy Tale Matchmaker, The Magical Match, which is coming out in paperback on October 16th, 2018. Miss Baker, where did you get the idea for the Fairy Tale Matchmaker series?
A number of years ago, I wondered what people did with the teeth that the Tooth Fairy collected. Did they make them into necklaces? Did they use them in potions? And I decided they really didn't have much use and they weren't really helping anyone. So what would a Tooth Fairy who wanted to help people do? I came up with a number of ideas. First one was real estate, and the Tooth Fairy would sell real estate, but that didn't really work out. So I thought of some more, and finally the fourth plot line, I decided I had the one I liked, and that was the Fairy Tale Matchmaker.
What exactly is a matchmaker?
A matchmaker is the person who helps you find your match. Your match is your one true love, the person you're supposed to be with for the rest of your life.
Can you tell me about this series as a whole? It's 4 books right now, isn't it?
Yes, it is 4 books. It starts when Cory, the main character, decides that she no longer wants to be a Tooth Fairy. She wants a job where she's helping people. She doesn't like being a Tooth Fairy, and she's really not very good at it. So she quits the Tooth Fairy Guild, and she starts looking for another job. The guild gets very mad at her because she quit, and she knows all their trade secrets, and her boyfriend leaves her because she's no longer a Tooth Fairy. By the end of the book, she finds out what she really should be doing, what she was born to do, and then the rest of the series is she is learning how to do what she's supposed to be doing, and she gets better at it, but she's also still being persecuted for a while by the Tooth Fairy Guild.
I hear that there are a couple of weddings in the Magical Match.
Yes.
How did you make the weddings different?
There are 2 weddings in the Magical Match. The first wedding is pretty much a traditional wedding, if you consider that it was between 2 fairies, and there are fairy magical things going on, and there are little fairies flying around. The second wedding is a traditional goblin wedding, and it's very different. My daughter, who is my research assistant, found out what strange or unusual customs were around the world, and I used some of them in the goblin wedding. It was a lot of fun to write.
So we know from the earlier books that Cory's in a band called Zephyr, but in this book, there's a battle of the bands. How'd you come up with the different types of bands that were going to compete in the battle?
There are 3 bands that compete in the Battle of the Bands. If you don't know what a Battle of the Bands is, it's when bands play their music and people judge them and give their opinions by the level of the applause. Whoever gets the most applause wins the battle. So there's Zephyr is the first one. Cory plays the drums in Zephyr. The next one was the Boulder of Ages, which is an ogre band, and they play their own version of rock music. One song they have screeching cats, another song they have howling wolves, and the third song is just smashing rocks together. And it's a very loud band, and only other ogres seem to like it. The third band was 2x2. It was a group of twins, a number of twins playing very soft, quiet, sweet music together. It was so soft people couldn't even hear the words, and it was mostly liked by some fairies. So I won't tell you who won, but it was a very popular band who won.
So in this book, there's a witches' trade show. How is that different from the Magic Marketplace, which we see in the Wide Awake Princess series and the Frog Princess series?
Magic Marketplace is outdoors in a town square. You have to get there by using magic, and when you get there, there are all these stalls set up, and people and creatures and animals are selling magical items to anyone who can actually get there. But it does take magic to get to the marketplace. The Witches' Trade Show is held in a big building, and only people who are members of the witches' guilds or witches' unions can join or can go into the trade show. And it is witches and wizards selling magical things that other witches and wizards could use. But you have to be a witch or wizard to go.
Interesting. So, how do you think Cory feels about Officer Deeds becoming her stepfather?
Officer Deeds is a goblin. He's a member of the Flea, which is the Fey Law Enforcement Agency. And he is not very nice to anyone except to Cory's mother. And only another goblin would really like Officer Deeds. He's not a very nice person.
Tell me about the dragon on the cover of the book.
The dragon on the cover is Shimmer. Shimmer is a baby dragon. Shimmer was given to Cory. Cory has sworn that she will release Shimmer into the woods when the baby dragon is old enough to take care of herself.
Throughout the series, Daisy has had a lot of boyfriends. Will she ever meet her match?
Yes, she will in book 5.
So there will be a Fairy Tale Matchmaker 5.
Yes, there will. I generally know what the next 5 to 10 books are going to be, and that I'm planning to write. And book 5 in Fairy Tale Matchmaker is definitely on the list.
Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.
Happy reading!